We've taken this old shed on our property and we're converting it into a studio for our books, computers, and my wife's sewing. Last summer it was up on top of the hill and we dragged it down to this new location. If you saw my previous video, you know that we started remodeling the inside with some insulation, a little more drywall, and putting some shelves in for our books and computers. We have continued working on this project for the last 2 weeks. Alright, so in order to insulate these walls, I'm stripping the siding off. I gotta go all the way around, so I gotta do these two walls. And then I'm gonna insulate them and run an outlet from, I'm gonna take the electrical from an outlet here around to 2 more outlets on this wall, which shouldn't be too difficult. And then throw the siding back up, do the trim, and then we'll probably try to paint it at some point. Nice job. Super glad my dad's backhoe was still laying around here, because without it, it would have taken me a whole day and a half or 3 to dig this trench for my conduit. But it took me about an hour to get this dug out here, and now I gotta just get the rocks out by hand and then bury my conduit for the electrical. Alright, here we are. I gotta get the insulation and the drywall up in the ceiling, which I don't think will be too difficult. I just want to make sure that I get some decent cuts here on these weird angles, and then get around the ceiling fan here. Well, I screwed up. Is that why they say to measure twice?
Hi, Dad.
Hi. Doing good, babe.
I was trying.
It's a lot of work.
I'm so tired of this. It's okay. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna look good.
I had to drop this down like 3 inches because this was above the drywall. But anyways, this kind of work kills my back more than lifting the rock does and digging holes. This kind of like drill into the ceiling, I'm gonna have a migraine tomorrow. Look at that. Would you just look at it? I guess you could say that I bought the exact right amount of drywall, because we're down to this little spot and I'm having to use all of our scraps that are left over. But now it just means we have to use more putty. We're saving money, people. Alright, we'll check back in after we get the putty done and maybe even paint it. Just jump to some like finished shots, because I'm not cutting the paint, I'm cutting the drywall here. Because the drywall never got cut back after the new window.
It's for you.
Thank you. I could do like 1/2-inch boards in here to trim the window this way and then put a big face around it. But I don't want to spend money on lumber and I don't have any boards that would work for that. That is a giant bee. So I'm just going to drywall putty around here. I did 1 coat. I'm going to sand it down smoother and then do a touch-up coat. This is the only spot that I am sanding the putty and making it look nice. The original walls that we painted over looked kind of terrible, but we're filling the walls with shelves and some artwork and her string. Like, the walls are going to be covered, even though they look bad. We're not worried about doing touch-up finish work that looks really good. We just want it to be insulated and cozy, so we're not sanding anything. I don't want to get dust all over my computers and my books. It's going to look a little bit splotchy, but at least it will all be the same color. The bottom of the window is going to have another one of those 6-inch boards that I used for the rest of the shelves, so it will match. I'm going to cut it in and carve it down so that it sits right here at the bottom of the window and covers this part, and then we'll have a little bit of like a mantle in the window. And then the AC unit can sit on that mantle. Alright, we got a white and a blue paint to paint the outside of the building. We're trying to decide right now if we want to do white only on like the corner trim and then blue on all the open walls, or if we're going to do only blue on the top half of the wall because it has this like other, I don't know what you call this flange looking board. We might do white from here down and then blue up.
Beautiful. I love this color.
No, go.
That's just my pretty.
Is it pretty?
The sun is setting behind all the trees in the hill behind us. We'll pick up the video in the morning. Alright, so I got these screws that have like the rubber washers on them, and I'm just going to tack down all the corners. I don't really see any pieces missing. It's just kind of like flapping up because it was put down with nails originally.
Kidding me, it looks so good. Ah! Love it.
Whew, okay. We still have a lot of cleaning to do in the surrounding area because we made kind of a mess of the place, but the studio is finished. We just got the paint and the trim done. I got the roof patched up this morning, as you guys all saw. The cherry on top of all of that is this rose bush we put out front because my wife for a while now has wanted to start growing rose bushes, and this is our first one. If you wanted to send us a rose bush, we have our P.O. box in the description. So you guys have already seen most of the work on the outside, the new paint. You guys can let us know what you think of the blue and white. We kind of went with the first color we put on it because we didn't feel like experimenting a lot, and ultimately we just needed it done. But I really like the blue and the white. You guys can let me know what you think. So this is the inside of the studio. My wife has a desk designated for her sewing machine. She's been sewing the kids' stuffed animals and dresses. The computers are set up for my editing and our backup computer. And then this whole corner over here, the top cabinet has all of her fabrics in it, and the lower one has more fabric and other pieces and craft supplies. The girls have their lower bookshelves for all of their books, and then the upper ones are for our novels. And then we're just decorating the inside with all my theology books and board games, and we're very happy with it. What do you think?
I really like it. It's very nice to have a space to like leave our tiny house and come out here. And like while I'm working on my sewing stuff, the girls like sit in their little corner and they read the books and stuff. It's really nice. It's been on my Pinterest board forever.